Hey, testing 1 2 3 1 2 3. Hi, y'all. Choice here. Thank you so much for joining me again for another session of Choice Spirit. Here, I want to speak a little bit about. There are many movies. There are movies that are coming out. All types of movies, and they do many things to help the movies to sell. There are some things that have to be done in order for the movies to be sold to a certain audience or to raise the capital in order to create the movie. But with that said, know that the people that are funding many of these movies are in line with the narrative, a written narrative that has been created to maintain a level of control. And here I go again talking about this, but I'm pushing it. I'm pushing it until eyes are wide open. No longer wide shut, but wide open. So the people that are funding many of these movies are people that are on code, if you will, with what the objective is. And the objective is to keep people sleepwalking. To keep people in a mass psychosis, to keep us running, they say, the hamster wheel, running the hamster wheel. Okay? But now they're going a step beyond that, because it's no longer just directing the mind. They just want to take over. They want to take over. They actually want to take over the mind again. Well, not that they ever relinquished it, but they want to maintain control over the mind completely. No, like how children do. They go back and forth with their parents. Go back and forth with their parents to try to get their parents to understand their point of view. Well, they're not even doing the back and forth thing. They're like, give me your mind, give me your heart, give me your soul, give me your spirit, and I'll make better use of it than you. It's serious, y'all. So anyway, I went all the way off, but let me come back. They have many things they've always had this. I remember growing up. I'm growing up again, I know. I remember growing up. My mother didn't allow me to go see black exploitation movies. There were certain movies she just didn't allow us to go see. Now, it didn't mean that some of us didn't sneak off and go see it anyway. I wasn't one. But some went off to see them anyway, after their parents warned them and told them not to go to see that movie. So you go to the movie house, you go and see a different movie, but not that movie over there. But it was interesting how they let all of these different black exploit movies come into certain neighborhoods. And it was advertised to both the teenagers and the young and the elders as well to come out and see these movies. And the movies began to alter the minds in a way where what became acceptable, whereas one point those things were not acceptable. But then it was pushed so much where it became acceptable. It's just like that recent movie that came out on Netflix. It's just like, I know I'm all over, just give me a moment though. Give me a moment. It's just like that recent movie that came out on Netflix where they had the young kids twerking or something like that, and the voices shut it down. They said, no, we're not going that far. Well, what happens in these movies is they push it. They push to see how far they can go. But once you are in the movie theater, lights are out, you done paid for your ticket, You don't know what you're in for. And then you're in there with the sound and the action. Everything they want to throw at you is within that 90 minute or whatever minutes. You have some movies even have you for 2 hours. In the dark, sound blaring, and images flashing. What's going into the subconscious mind? Who knows? Who knows? I had another story. I was speaking with someone the other day, and they were telling me how much is going on in the community, how much people are doing, what they're doing to each other in the community. Not so great stuff, right? And she was wondering, well, where did that come from? Why are they doing that? Well, a lot of it had to do with the video games. They were pushing video games, and you had children and teenagers and young adults and even old adults sitting down playing these video games for hours upon hours upon hours. There's no understanding of how deep this stuff becomes rooted. One guy told me that he played, I think it was auto theft, something kind of thing where you go out and you take cars. He played it so long, he found himself walking on the street looking at different cars as though he was still in the game. Considering that. But it was a game that was playing within his mind, and he couldn't shake it. He walked on the streets really thinking about doing some of the things that he saw in the video game. Another thing, music videos. The things that are acceptable now with music videos going on with that. And then people wonder, well, how did we get here? Because now that thing is easing up. They're beginning to change. People are beginning to awaken and wanting to shift that narrative. So now they're doing everything they can to get people back into a certain narrative. And that narrative is that maintains the status quo, business as usual. So there's a number of things that are happening all at once. I said all of that to say, we don't have to wonder why things are happening, because it's predictable if you are mindful with what they are showing you. It's predictable, but things are changing. People are shifting in a way where it's unpredictable. They no longer could predict the outcome the way they once used to be able. They were able to just put all the data into the computer. The computer made sense of it and then pushed out what it would be. Some other stuff is popping up now. Something else is happening. Some might want to say solar flares. Interfering with stuff. Hey, quick word here, choice. Before you send your children out to the movies, hopefully someone you trust that has an eye to see can kind of like give you the heads up on what it is, on what's in there. Much love, choice here. Namaste.